Welcome back for another video after another amazing Thursday night game. This one was a little more interesting than the last one. Bills Rams got a little out of hand in the second half. This game, Chargers, Chiefs, it was everything we expected it to be. It was a great game. Unfortunately, Justin Herbert ends up getting hurt. We'll talk about more of that in a little while. But before we get into that, that was a fourth quarter kind of thing. Starting in the first half, it was a little slow going. It was 3-0 after the first quarter. But as soon as the second quarter started, that's when the scoring started. We get the Xander Horvath touchdown. It's his second touchdown in 2 games, the first 7th round pick since 2008, I believe it was, to have touchdowns in his first 2 games. So if you're playing fantasy football, you might need to go pick this guy up. Looks like he's going to be getting some end zone targets. But then Chiefs come right back, within, 3.5 minutes. Jerick McKinnon scores a touchdown on a beautiful little sidearm throw from Patrick Mahomes as he evades some pressure. So the first half, it was close. It ended up 10-7 going into the second half. As we go into the second half, that's when Mike Williams really starts to turn up. Mike Williams had a nice first half, a bunch of catches in the first half, catches his touchdown pass, a beautiful touchdown catch, by the way. The one-handed, first of all, the pass from Justin Herbert to get it into that spot, and then Mike Williams to get past his guy or get through the contact to get past that guy. Grabbed out with the one hand, brought it in, was able to wrangle it up, kept himself in bounds. An amazing play by Mike Williams to get the touchdown and go up 17-7 at that point. But that was pretty much where it ended for the Chargers. Right after that point, it was all Chiefs. There was a lot of good plays by both defenses. The Chiefs ended up punting 6 or 7 times in this game, so the Chargers defense was getting them off the field. The problem was that the Chargers offense couldn't get anything going again, and you thought that might be an issue with Keenan Allen not being there. It ended up being a pretty massive issue. They couldn't get anybody going. Even Mike Williams in the second half was shut down pretty much. They were fading the coverage to his side, and the other guys just couldn't get it done. Austin Eckler ends up with 9 catches in this game, but for only 55 yards. They couldn't really run the ball in this game, and the Chiefs just ended up taking over, and it really started with the Jalen Watson interception. I believe it was Jalen Watson. Justin Watson caught a touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes over J.C. Jackson, and Jalen Watson had the 99-yard interception return. For what everybody, anybody that was watching the game or anybody that's watched sports in a sense, Gerald Everett needed to come out. He was waving himself out, had a couple catches on that drive, and then ended up, there wasn't a whole lot of effort to be had by him on that play. But it was also a terrible pass by Justin Herbert, a guy that we talk about making great decisions all the time. There were a couple 4th down plays in this game. Justin Herbert makes amazing throws, but this one, Justin Herbert should have led him to the outside. You have a tight end going up against the corner. You have to take advantage of that matchup. Justin Herbert tried to throw back to the inside the corner, was baiting the inside and jumped on it. 99-yard interception return touchdown. Kind of changed the game. It was still 17-14 at that point. The Chargers were getting the ball back. They had an opportunity, more than enough opportunity in this game to keep control of the game, and they just couldn't get it done. And the Chiefs, of course, were making plays. There were 5 different people ran the ball in this game. Mahomes had his 2 kneel downs. That would be the 6th. There were 5 different people with a carry in this game. For the Chiefs, there were 9 different people that caught passes for the Chiefs. Okay, this Andy Reid offense with Mahomes, we wondered, what's it going to look like? And what does it look like? It looks unstoppable because they have so many different guys that they can touch the ball. Andy Reid doesn't have to just draw plays up to get Travis Kelce open, or draw plays up to get the ball in Tyreek Hill's hands. He can just run his offense. And Patrick Mahomes is the ultimate backyard football kind of quarterback. He can make this offense work. And it's not that they're crazy explosive. Patty Mahomes finishes this game 24 of 35 for 235 and 2 touchdowns, but he doesn't turn the ball over. Right? They don't run the ball super efficiently. Their best rusher is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, ran the ball 8 times before his big run at the end of the game. It was 7 times for 22 yards. He ends up with a 52-yard rush at the end of the game to really ice that game. The Chiefs, this isn't the most explosive offense anymore. They just might be the most efficient. And that might make them the most dangerous, especially with the way that defense was playing. Is much better than I anticipated it being coming into the year. They've done a great job drafting. They do a great job coaching. And the Chiefs are still the class of the AFC until proven otherwise. I thought that fact would change, like a lot of you. I have a bet where I have the Chiefs or the Chargers, excuse me, winning the division. And right now, it looks like the Chiefs not only going to be the class of their own division, but going to be the class of the AFC. The Chargers, on the other hand, are going to be in big trouble if Justin Herbert has to miss time. He was in a lot of pain. Look, he was grabbing at the ribs, and it'll be interesting to see if he misses time. We saw he's a tough guy. He can still make the throws, even with the ribs being hurt. But he looked like he was in quite a bit of pain. So they're going to have to monitor that. They're going to have to really take care of him. You can't really risk, and the next 15, 20 years of this dude's career to try to win this year. You just can't do it as much as you'd like to. You brought all these pieces in and you're in win now mode, but you have to take care of the quarterback. It's the most important position. He's only, 23, 24 years old. You have to take care of the guy. And Herbert, if we want to talk about his performance in this game, he was 33 for 48. You would have never known they were leading in this game. They should have ran the ball more, in my opinion, in this game, controlled the clock more, but instead they were throwing the ball, which is putting your quarterback at more risk, right? And look, Brandon Staley, he's a young head coach. These guys will figure it out. This is one of those things that you just get outcoached in the second half by a guy who's been there, done that in every situation. So I think the Chargers are going to be able to bounce back. We're really going to have to watch what happens with Herbert. If Herbert's not there, a lot of things change. Right. But as long as Herbert's there, they're able to protect him. I have faith that this team, with the talent that they have on it, they'll be able to bounce back. They'll be able to come back from this. They're going to get Keenan Allen back at some point. They were talking about maybe he plays in week 2. There was at least some possibility or some thought of it early in the week. So maybe he's able to come back pretty quickly because they're certainly going to need him. The way that offense looked without him, they will definitely need Keenan Allen to come back. But I thought it was a great game. Every Thursday game, it seems like the NFL has done their due diligence to try to get Thursday night games to be better games. With this new partnership with Amazon, I think they want to make it worth it. Amazon wants to make it worth it. We should have plenty of good Thursday night games this year. We've had 2 really, really good games, starting off with the Bills, Rams, and the Chargers, Chiefs. Next up, we have the Browns and the Steelers, and we will be back on Monday to start talking about these games, beginning with the Browns Steelers. Let us know what you thought of this game down in the comment section, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Enjoy the games this Sunday.